Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel once again, and I'm back again with yet one more team in the Sunshine Cup, which is going to be this team. That is, I'm running with Shadow Swampert in the lead with a safe swap of Ferrothorn and a closure of Magcargo over here. So this team is actually having a bit of risky play because it have got tough matchups because Magcargo and Ferrothorn is not that consistent because of the fast move of Incinerate and Seed Bomb. That is the reason it is a bit difficult, and you need a bit of more skill to play with this team. But if you have good alignment onto the opposing Pokemon over here, you can easily will win matchups over here. So this team is basically to counter the flyers, so I went hunting Noctowls, Pidgeots and some other flyers as well with this team because my backline of Magcargo and Ferrothorn does really good against flyers. And what I feel, Magcargo is a bit underrated in this cup because Magcargo can easily handle the flyers and the ground types as well, because it does have access to Power Whip and Thunder that can hit super effective for both of them. So that is the reason I think it is quite good. And without further more delay, let's quickly jump into the first battles and check out how this team performed. Moving into the first one, I pick up a lead against a tackle shiny Miltank over here. So it's going to be a spicy team because I think I'm not sure what is the recommended moveset for Miltank, but I think it is going to be tackle, and I'm not sure about rollout. So it's going to be tackle, so to which now I'll be safe swapping into my own Ferrothorn over here to lure out the potential Vigoroth, which I do perfectly over here. And now from this kind of range, I am in a good spot because till my Magcargo is out of the sight of this Vigoroth, I'm in a really good situation, and they have to go for the resisted body slams over here, which will not knock it out. It will take around 2 body slams to knock it out. From this kind of range also, it will not knock it out. So now I have to go for the next Power Whip that will either get the knockout or get me switch or shield, which is really great right now because since they have shielded once, they will not shield right away, and now I am in a good spot. And to which they comes back again with their own Miltank over here. So since Miltank is actually running tackle with body slam and ice beam, Magcargo have a fantastic matchup over here onto this Miltank over here, to which now they'll be going for the next body slam, and the final Pokemon they have access to is going to be Noctowl. So this is the reason I have Magcargo on my team, because Magcargo just hard walls this flyers, maybe a Noctowl, Pidgeot, some like Swallow, which is not very often, but apart from that Talonflame is also there, so it just hard walls them. And what I found out, like Magcargo can easily go for once Rock Tomb right now, what you can see. And now from this kind of range, I can easily farm down because of the attack drop. One Sky Attack or maybe one Shadow Ball will not knock you out over here. And Magcargo is decently bulky over here as well, to which now I will be going for the farm down. And now they comes back with their Miltank once again, and I do have loaded energy with one overheat once again, and which I believe is a CMP tie, which is the best case scenario, and I'll be letting this next charge move go through. So be it a body slam, it will knock me out, it does not, but now I can easily come back with my Swampert, get the farm down with Mud Shot and get the win for the first battle. So GG's. Moving to the next battle, I pick up a lead against Girafarig over here, to which they safe swaps into their own Noctowl. So I'll hunt them down with Magcargo over here because I can take the first Shadow Ball, be it Magcargo is really tanky over here. And a Shadow Ball which is non-stab and coming from a defense-rated Pokemon like Noctowl does not hurt me a lot. And now, since I went for the first Rock Tomb, I can easily go for the farm down over here. Either be it a Shadow Ball or be a Sky Attack. I don't care about it. So it is Shadow Ball and they cannot farm me down, so I will be going for the hard farm down. And now I have enough energy for a Rock Tomb or a potential overheat to nuke something, which they comes back in with. So they comes back with their Girafarig once again, because Girafarig does have access to double kick, which I will not appreciate onto my Ferrothorn and my Magcargo. That is the reason I will be safe swapping. After, like, I'll be coming back with my Swampert over here, and I think they will be trying to catch the next move, which I think is not a good catch, because the final Pokemon they have access to is going to be a Stunfisk over here. So Stunfisk, which is a Unova version right now, will not appreciate this incoming Shadow Hydro Cannons go through, which they will not shield, and they get the knockout, and the final Pokemon is they have left out is going to be their own Girafarig. So Girafarig will spam out this Psychic Fangs over here, drastically lowering my defense, which is not good. But since my Ferrothorn is resisting this Psychic Fangs over here, so I'll not shield because my win condition is again the Swampert over here. But since all the shields are down, so I will be going for the next Power Whip, which I think will just be enough to get the knockout for the Girafarig right now in the second battle, which indeed gets the win for over here for me, and that is going to be a great game. GG's. Moving to the next battle, I pick up a lead against Piloswine onto my Swampert over here, and again they save swaps into their own Noctowl. So Noctowl will be just getting hard-walled over here by Magcargo, and same play as before. I'll be first letting this charge move go through, and I'll be going for the first Rock Tomb. So if they are shielding, which I think they'll not, which they did not, and if they're shielding, I have to shield one Shadow Ball over here. But since they did not shield, I can go for one Rock Tomb and again the farm down over here. And since the swing attack are resisted, they cannot farm me down. To which now they will be coming back with their final Pokemon, which is going to be a Vigoroth. But this Vigoroth will not appreciate this incoming Rock Tomb, or which they thought would be a potential overheat. To which now I don't want the Vigoroth matchup onto my Ferrothorn. To which now I'll be easily coming back with my Ferrothorn onto this Piloswine. So Piloswine is really good for this meta, because again they have got access to Avalanche for the flyers and high horsepower for the steel types over here. So that is the reason, but Piloswine does need shield or energy advantage to switch matchups over here. To which, since they shielded the first Power Whip, they recognize their fate and top lifts the game over here. So GG's. Moving on to the next battle, I pick up a lead, which is a horrible lead over here against Venusaur. I safe swap into my Ferrothorn over here, which again I got hard countered over here because of this incoming Talonflame. But nevertheless, I'll be going for the first Thunder over here, getting the first shield, and now from this kind of range, they will not be able to farm me down. So they have to go for one Flame Charge over here to get the knockout for my Ferrothorn. And I will now wait out the switch clock, and I'll be coming back with my own Swampert right now. So Swampert, since it will be enough for one Brief Bird, so I have to shield this up, and I'll charge up a bit of extra energy, and then I'll be going for my own Hydro Cannon. So Hydro Cannon from a Shadow Swampert will definitely one-shot a Talonflame from that kind of range. Yeah, it does knock it out, but the problem is still there because they have got a Venusaur onto their back. So for Venusaur, they will be spamming out this Frenzy Plant over here, which I have to shield, and I hope there is nothing in the back that will counter my Magcargo over here when I switch out after going for the first Hydro Cannon. I switch out into my Magcargo over here, and now they will be going for a move. So I think they might have something that is weak to Magcargo, maybe a Flyer, but they went for a Sludge Bomb, and that is not the case because this matchup was really hard countered, because my switch, I was countered in my lead, in my switch, and in my closure as well. So this happens sometimes. So I don't have any win condition over here because I can easily go for one Hydro Cannon, but that will not be enough to get the knockout for this Swampert, which I let it go, which does not matter because I would have lost it anyway. Moving on to the next matchup, I pick up a lead against Talonflame, to which now they safe swapped into their own Noctowl over here. So the reason I safe swapped over here into my own Ferrothorn, because Ferrothorn does have a really bad matchup onto this Talonflame. So I don't want to get stuck somehow into that matchup, to which now I'll be going for the first Thunder after going after letting the first Sky Attack go through. And since Ferrothorn is definitely tanky over here, so it can handle 2 Sky Attacks over in this coming from this Talonflame and coming from this Noctowl, and I can easily go for one more here as well, which is really nice because if they want to give shield, which I am fine with, because Swampert over here with Magcargo over in this scenario with shield advantage is really good, to which now I can easily come back with my own Magcargo. And since the Noctowl is quite low, I will be going for a hard farm, even though I can take in 2 Sky Attacks over here, which I don't care because it will not hurt too much. Maybe a Shadow Ball will do a bit of extra damage, but it is still not enough. To which now, since I've got shield advantage right away, so the final Pokemon they have got access to is going to be a Dovewool. So Dovewool is a bit scary because they have got access to Body Slam and Payback, or maybe Wild Charge alongside the fast move of Double Kick, which generates energy quite fast. To which now, after going for the first Hydro Cannon onto the Talonflame and getting the farm down, they have to come back with their own Dovewool once again. So for Dovewool, I have got one more Hydro Cannon loaded, and which will get the final shield from my opponent's end. And now from this kind of range, I call the bait over here, which was not the bait because they went for a full payback, which is going to be costly for me, because now I can easily come back. I have to come back with my Magcargo and I sneak in one Incinerate, which is going to be huge because now I'll be shielding up the next Body Slam over here, and I'll be going for the next Overheat, which does enough damage to take out the Dovewool and get the win for the battle here as well. So GG's. Moving on to the next matchup, I pick up a lead against a Vigoroth once again. So as I was playing this matchup, so I saw like many people are running Vigoroth, Swampert, Stunfisk, Pidgeot, Noctowl. So that is the reason I thought of, okay, I'll be trying to counter those with a team. So that is the reason I have to come up with this one, which is acting which is performing really good in this meta, which is not top meta picks, but it does have really good potential. And as I've already mentioned, the matchups of my backline is not that consistent because of the moveset it is having, but once you have correct alignment, it does give you wins, very hard wins over here. To which now they safe swapped into their own Pidgeot over here, and Pidgeot will not appreciate this incoming Rock Tomb coming in. And the problem with Pidgeot over here is going to be the debuff from Feather Dance, because Feather Dance drops your attack by 2 stages. That is the reason I will not be able to farm it down until and unless they will go for almost 2 Feather Dance and 1 Brave Bird. So that is the reason I have to throw 1 Rock Tomb over here to get rid of this Pidgeot. So I'll be going for the next one. So if they want to shield, they can shield that. I'm not having any problem with that, but they lets it go, and the final Pokemon, they again comes back with their Vigoroth. So since there is a Pidgeot and a Vigoroth, I assume that there is going to be a Noctowl once again in the back, which I was correct about. And now from this kind of range, this game looks really wrapped up because I have shield onto my name. So I will be going for the first shield, my final shield, I believe, final shield onto my Magcargo, and I'll be going for the debuff of Rock Tomb. So since this is the last Pokemon, they cannot reset that, and they have to burn their final shield over here, which is quite unnecessary because it was quadruple debuffed Rock Tomb, but nevertheless it went advantageous for me. To which now I'll be charging up with my Ferrothorn. I'll be going for the first Thunder, which hits for super effective damage right now, but since Thunder is a good move and it's coming from Ferrothorn, it will hurt as well. So now they will be going for this neutral Sky Attacks, which will not be enough to get the knockout for me. And even though they get to 1 Sky Attack once again, but it will not be enough to get have enough energy for my Magcargo. But nevertheless, I went for the Thunder and get the win over here. So that is the team, and that is the battles which I had with this team, which is really good. And if you're using this team, do let me know how it is working out for you, and thanks for watching. See you again in the next one. Till then, peace.